Hey everyone, I'm Leah, or you can call me by my Chinese name Ying. I haven't been out and about much lately, and I still wanted to talk about something. Then it hit me. Why not start a Q&A video series where I can share my thoughts? Maybe it'll even help someone out there. Just to be clear, everything I say here reflects only my personal opinions. I'm speaking solely for myself, not for all Chinese people, and definitely not in any official capacity. Depending on the topic, some of my answers might be long, others short, but one thing I can promise, they are honest and real. In this video, I'll start by answering 2 randomly selected questions. If you have something you'd like me to talk about, feel free to leave a comment. I'll consider answering it if it's something I relate or feel comfortable speaking on. Honestly, I'm not sure what it feels like to be a lesbian in other countries, but I do know what it's like here in China. It's a mix of freedom and constraint. When I say freedom, I mean that society doesn't really treat you differently. To most people, I'm just a single woman, nothing more. That said, I'm not fully out. I live in the closet around most people. Coming out doesn't usually bring direct consequences, but it will make you the subject of gossip. Not that I care too much about what others think. It's more like I don't feel the need to share something so personal with people I don't really know. Just like I wouldn't tell a colleague what I really think of my boss. To be honest, there's no active oppression against lesbians, but that doesn't mean we can openly speak up for equal rights either. You rarely see same-sex couples or queer characters in Chinese media. My partner and I live together and no one bothers us. We hold hands when we walk and sometimes we kiss in public. It's not a big deal. Sure, some people look and then go on about their day. I guess part of that is because society tends to be more accepting of intimacy between women. Meanwhile, gay men usually avoid being affectionate in public. I think that's partly because a lot of people still don't believe there's any real sex involved between women. Anyway, back to that point. Lately, we've been thinking about our future, inheritance, kids, and so on. Not being legally recognized as a couple really complicates things, especially if we want children. The lack of marriage rights just makes everything harder. The biggest pressure I felt, it came from my parents. My mom wanted me to be normal, to get married, have kids. There was a time she couldn't even sleep because of it. It's true that there are some Chinese people who eat dog meat, but honestly, there are only a small minority. So if you ask Chinese people who come to your country or who are traveling abroad, do all Chinese people eat dog meat? That question itself can be really offensive. From what I've seen, in daily life we mostly eat common types of meat, like chicken, duck, beef, pork, lamb, fish, and seafood. I can't say I've never met anyone who eats dog meat. Actually, when I was in college, there was a senior whose family ran a restaurant in his hometown, and their specialty dish was dog meat hot pot. So for him, eating dog meat was just a normal thing. But for me, and most people I know, especially younger generations, eating dog meat is something we can't accept. Actually, in my hometown, there's a market right downstairs from where I lived. One of the vendors openly sells dog meat, and because of that, I never want to look at their shop when I walk by. Once, my nephew asked me what kind of meat they were selling, and I told him the truth. I could see the shock in his innocent eyes when he realized that harsh reality. Some people who eat dog meat will even criticize people like us, saying that they didn't eat pig dogs, so why should anyone judge them? But for me personally, I just feel that if you like something, you like it. And if you dislike it, you dislike it. They like eating dog meat, and I simply dislike the idea of it. Overall, yes, there are some people in China who still eat dog meat, but definitely not the majority. That's why many Chinese people abroad don't like being asked if they eat dog meat, because they themselves often dislike it too, and they don't want to be labeled with that stereotype. That's it for today's video. If you enjoy this kind of content, please follow, like, and share. You can also leave a comment with any questions you have about life in China. If I feel I can answer them, I'll include them in a future video. I'm Leah. See you next time.